Listen to me, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. Hold on for a minute, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Shout out. What's going on with y'all? I'm sitting back watching everything just like everybody else. I ain't got no picks. I'm just watching, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, what y'all doing out there. I don't know, man. What y'all think about this? I woke up, they still going crazy. You know, I don't know, man. I do wanna talk about this a little bit. Shout out to AVERB, shout out to Hitman, shout out to ARP. They are making bloggers a lot of money out here. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? Before we get started, bad news told everything. 100% accuracy. Officer T. Ward knows battle rap is a haven for the snitches. I do want to put that out there. Shout out. You know what I mean? It is what it is. T. Ward ducking my interview now. I don't think I need it anyway. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Expose bad news. Got credits. Shout out to number 4. Never forget, number 4. Shout out, 100% accuracy was the line of 2025. Shout out to everybody. Now, I do want to say this, man. Like, I did not know this was going to go as far as it did between AVERB and Hitman Holla. And, what's going on with, oh my gosh, a spider. It's a spider. I'm leaving. Found it. That's why I ain't been live. Hold up. I thought that was him. Shout out to everybody. So I didn't know that this was gonna go as far as it did. You know what I mean? So this is kind of crazy to me, kind of to watch everything. Oh yeah, cheese in the chat for bad news. Put that cheese in the chat. We gotta do that. You know, I feel like, hey, when I don't go live in like 2 days, I feel like it's been forever. Now I do want to say this though, right? As far as everything, it kind of looks like to me that Verb thinks ARP has been robbing them. Him and Hitman Holla has been scamming. ARP retired off of the money, off of the back of AVERB. You know, AVERB put in a lot of work, promotion with the maxed out 3. You know, so he making a lot of claims. So I'm sitting back watching. I'm like, yo, is he gonna be able to substantiate this? Because Verb is like kind of on in an uphill battle. Don't get it confused, right? So if he's like going into spaces and he's live in spaces a lot, right? Sometimes, you know, like the message can get out there, right? But it's like you're doing so many spaces, you have to rely on people to upload the spaces, you know, to get the messages out. Whereas like ARP's got like a channel with like 400 some thousand followers on it. Hitman Holla's got a Twitter. It's got 100 some thousand on it. So when you're really looking at it, like you kind of at a low key disadvantage number wise, unless you can kind of like promote yourself and try to substantiate exactly why you feel like they're scamming, you know, then it's like you gotta hope people pick it up and put the message out. It's a lot with that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, this is going to be an uphill battle unless he's got demonstrative, you know what I mean, crazy evidence on ARP. Is going to be hard to get people to rock with him. The only reason I'm saying that is because ARP is known in the culture as not doing bad business, right? The only time you really hear people say anything bad about ARP is when, like, they end up doing ARP wrong and he responds to it. That's low-key what it looks like when you're looking at everything with the Reed dollars running off with the money on the battle, ARP trying to track him down, figure out where he is, then Reed Dollars doing an interview, getting mad at ARP. And it's like, bro, you didn't show up for the battle. You know what I mean? Chubby Jag having issues, and then, you know what I mean, trying to air out ARP, and then he trying to get back with Rare Breed Entertainment. It's like, yo, if the league was so terrible, you know what I mean? Like, what? You know what I mean? Why would you be trying to get back on the league? So it's like the people that ended up having the issue with him, low key, seem like the people that, you know what I mean, wrong ARP first a lot of times. So, you know, with ARP being as vocal as and transparent as he has been with the culture, it's just like you have to have a strong case in order to try to sway the battle rap community to think otherwise, right? And we see like what's going on, Hitman and Verb. Hitman just he just flipped the switch. He like, I don't care, you know what I mean? You talk about me, I'm talking about you. It's just what it is, you know. And whatever happens, let the chips lie. Like, we just gonna make all the bloggers rich. We don't care. We rolling on Verb. He had the spaces. He had people like paying money and people to act like Verb, 3-letter man and everybody. Yeah, I was cracking that like they was wilding. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bruh. You know, so then like I kind of look at the claims, right? So A-Verb is saying things like, because Hitman Holla put out a post when a lot of these hip-hop artists were saying that battlers don't make no money, right? And then you had the community kind of get together and try to prove that different. Because, you know, caffeine, you know, was in play. People made tons of money, right? And then you had Hitman Holla, he gets in play, and he says that, yo, he got like $400,000 deposited. So what y'all mean, like, battlers don't make no money? Say Cheese picks that up, ARP gets in a post, like, you know, battlers make money, and Rare Breed Entertainment is like one of the leagues that they make money from. Like, they get big bags, you know. So Verb is looking at this as like, okay, Hitman Holla got $400,000. Where's my 10% of that? You know, like, that don't make no sense. Like, how is he getting? Then ARP's retiring. Hold up! Where's my 10%? You know, is what he's putting across to the public is what it sounds like, right? ARP drops a video. Oh, he goes live. And he basically opens up his PayPal, goes in his PayPal business account, and he shows payouts or whatever it was. Like, he showed that he made like the, in 2000 and what was it, 21 or something like that? He made like, I think like 400,000 or whatever, or whatever, 400,000. But it wasn't tied to Maxed Out 3, as what he shows. So Verb's whole thing that he's been saying, like screaming about, is like, where's my 10%? You know what I mean? I need my money. Everybody getting paid but me. You know, I did a lot of marketing, a lot of promotion, you know, and I'm not getting my money. Like, where's my money at? And then ARP shuts all of that down, right? It just what it was. So then you go back and you look at what GOODZ is saying, right? Because Verb was like, mentions GOODZ a lot. You know, it's like, yo, GOODZ, what you think about this? GOODZ does a blog, right? And GOODZ is talking about, GOODZ is kind of laughing about the situation, cracking up with his fans and all of that. And then he gets to the serious parts. And he was like, you know, me and ARP had an agreed upon like pay-per-view thing or whatever, and he opened it up and he showed me what it was, and the number didn't reach, you know, and it didn't reach like what they thought it would reach, you know, and he's seen it, you know. And then ARP still like did good business with him after that, even though the number didn't reach what they projected or hoped that it would reach. Like, he still like handled business with him, and he don't have no problems with it. So in a roundabout way, GOODZ, who would be somebody that Verb, you know, if GOODZ would say ARP did bad business, it would be more in favor and in line with like Verb. But GOODZ is basically saying that he feels like, you know, in a roundabout way, ARP did good business with him. He don't have no problems with him. So that's like a further negative, you know, in terms of what's going on, like on Verb's side, you know. So it's like he's got to like go into spaces more. He's got to go live. So after ARP showed all of that, like, yo, the money is not even tied to like Verb, and he's trying to make you guys believe that the money is tied to him. Verb goes live on his YouTube channel, and he's like, yeah, ARP, I don't want to hear none of that. Why don't you show the maxed out 1 numbers? Maxed out 3 numbers. You showing the maxed out 1 numbers, why don't you show maxed out 3 numbers? But it's like, He just showed like the money that y'all was talking about or that you talking about, he just showed it's not even connected to you. So that it takes away the argument. You know what I mean? So that it creates an issue. So Verb's like, yo, like, where's the maxed out 3 numbers? He demands the maxed out 3 numbers, you know, and at this point, it's like, should ARP go live again and show the maxed out 3 numbers or not? Now it's in court. Like, it's going to end up going to court. You know what I mean? So it's like all of the putting out to the public that ARP is a bad business, you know, person and he's scamming from people have made him get back into his bag, you know, and kind of respond to the Verb, how he felt like responding to him. And he, you know, let his lawyers know of his intentions or whatever to take Verb to court. Verb saying he don't care about lawyers. He don't care about none of that. That don't scare him. I don't know, man. Like this kid get like real messy, you know, but if you ARP, it's like, man, I gotta show you nothing. We going to court. Prove. Hit me with a subpoena. Prove that I did you wrong now. You know what I mean? It's kind of how it looks. Like you can't really just sit here and demand anything from me. Like, but subpoena me. Like I just tore apart your argument. Now you're pulling strings like, oh, well, what about maxed out 3? What about maxed out 3? He could be thinking like, prove it. You know what I mean? Like, take me to court, prove it. So this could get, I don't know, man. This could get real messy. The problem, right, is that I feel like the culture, just like I could say, like they riding with Verb on the you know, when that Hitman situation was going on, I could say like I feel like right now the culture's riding with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of what it looks like. Because I don't think enough was said, you know, to kind of warrant the opposite. You know, so Verb is kind of in a situation that I don't know how he gonna handle it, man. You know, so I think he posting stuff now talking about he's done and, you know, this is too much for him. And I don't know, bruh. I don't know, man. But it's like the thing I think is coming back to bite him because he deleted a lot of tweets. Because you can see like Hitman Holla's like responding to some stuff and the tweets are being deleted. The problem is like when people like post like y'all are like famous in battle rap, right? When y'all post something, people like screenshot, you know what I mean? And record it and stuff like that. So I don't know. And then when somebody quote tweets, you can still see the tweet. Like you might think it's deleted, but Twitter still lets, you know, people see what the tweet is. People don't know the tweet is deleted until they click on the tweet and then it says like it's unavailable or whatever. So I don't know. And then when you know, you got messages like ARP sent me a check, forgot to pick up, crazy. I battled 9-2 and totally forgot about it. If RBE has this type of money and he the small side, as y'all say, the big side is going to hell for what they have done to us. Hashtag the set is forming, you know? And, you know, Verb can feel like, yo, I really went crazy with the marketing and promotion with Rare Breed Entertainment, even so much to where I, you know, ruined my relationship with URL. And now I can't really go back over there and battle. I really need my money. You know, he could be thinking that, but that's not like ARP didn't tell him to, you know what I mean? He told him to market and promote, do what you want to do, but did he tell him to like go at URL? You know, like I never heard Verb say he told him to go to at URL. So Verb made the decision to do that through marketing and promotion. And then now he's kind of in a situation where he's kind of, you know, he can't go to URL. He can't, maybe he don't want to go to URL. But I don't know, man. This is kind of interesting. You know, the court thing is, you know, that can get messy, man. Like, cause they got enough money to where they could drag you through court for a while. You know, so it's a lot of messages out there, man. Like, so I don't know what he gonna end up doing. Shout out to Verb. Very entertaining, you know, and he has made a lot of people a lot of money, but at the same time, like, is it enough out there to substantiate Verb's claim? I think fans are going to do one of two things. They're going to look at this situation and be like, all right, ARP dropped his information. Verb has been dropping what he thinks, we gonna rock with ARP or rock with whoever, right? You know what I mean? I think if you logically looking at everything right now, I think ARP showed receipts. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And then, or you're gonna look at it like I'm rocking with Verb. He's entertaining. He's one of my favorite battlers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna listen to what he says and just look at it for the entertainment value. You know, or you might believe him. I don't know, but or just look at it for the entertainment value. You know, but all in all, I think this is like they not. If Hitman is saying things like he's not gonna battle Verb. You know what I mean? Like, and Verb's still going at them, it becomes an algorithm thing. Like, and if you look at Verb's Twitter, he's like, you know, quote tweeting Charleston White and commenting on Charleston White stuff. So he's kind of bringing that into battle rap. You know, will it help him in the long run? I don't know. I mean, he got booked versus JC. He got booked versus Chilla, so he could still get booked. You know, but is it worth it at the end of the day? You know what I mean? And if they can, if ARP and his attorneys can put together something like that could, but then it's like if they come in at Verb for defamation or whatever they doing, you know, if Hitman is saying Verb broke and Verb is looking on Twitter like he's looking for money, what can they get from him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or is it just like they trying to teach him a lesson? Verb saying he need money and all that. I don't know. You know, this is a very, very, very tricky, interesting dilemma. You know, or is he just trolling at this point? But trolling, it can be dangerous. Like when we doing like YouTube and stuff like that, we understand that, you know, there's opinions, you know, they can go as far as, you know, till it gets to the point of where it's like defamation and a lawsuit. You know what I mean? So that's like the line you kind of you kind of on, like when you blogging and stuff like that. You know, so it's like it could, if you say in the wrong thing like so many times and so many people hear it, you know what I mean, it could come back to bite you. It's just what it is. And I think this is what that he could potentially be sued for this. So I don't know. We'll end up seeing what the outcome is. You know what I mean? Somebody mess your beat said I'm weak because you not, and I hate that I know it. What you mean? But I don't know, man. I rock with Verb, but I'm not choosing no sides on this. I'm just watching what everybody else is watching. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of them. You know what I mean? Hopefully they continue to be successful and do what they're doing. But right now, it look like the public in them comment sections, you know, on a lot of different videos, it look like they riding with you know, Hitman and ARP, man. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? But y'all tell me y'all think different, you know what I mean? Let me know in the comments, you know what I mean, what y'all think. But this is just, then I heard 3 Letterman going in on Verb, bro. It's like, yo, Verb, he went crazy. He went off, man. He did. He did. That's what I want to say. I didn't want to say this. Sometimes, oh man, it's gonna sound crazy, right? Verb, you're creating so many enemies if with people who have like people that can do stuff, right? If you end up losing your Twitter, you know what I mean? Like you can lose your Twitter. If you end up losing your Twitter, you're gonna have a hard time out here. You know, so like you got to be careful, man. Like, I mean, I know you don't care about what I think and what people think, you know, but if you put so much stuff out there on Twitter, if that somehow you wake up one day that Twitter gone, you know, then you will have your YouTube, but it's just, man, be careful, man. Sometimes it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying they do nothing like that, but they tied it. I think Vert might be with Quarter Lab. But if they decide to get dirty, this could get bad, bro. Because if you look at Verb's like in his bio on Twitter, it says like my Twitter was brought down. You know what I mean? At 90,000. What do you say? Hold on, let me show y'all this. So Verb says, legendary rapper, battle MC, actor, speaker, He had it up there. I think he removed it. No, there it is. It says speaker deleted at 90,000. So if somehow, like, because, you know, we only as good as our voices. You see what I'm saying? Like, people will always come back to his Twitter, but then you're going to have to rebuild. And then you're going to have to, you know what I mean? ARP with his numbers and Hitman with his numbers. And then they got, you know, ARP got his numbers on YouTube. You got your numbers on YouTube. You got your Instagram or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's when you start warring with people and they feel like they've been defamed and all that, and they win something on you, and they start sending stuff like, careful, man. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Verb is definitely one of the greatest marketers in battle rap. A lot of people made a lot of money. You know, he keep a lot of bloggers eating or whatever. But Hitman doing something, right? And this is what I'm seeing. Hitman saying things like, yo, if you rocking with Verb, don't come over here. Don't come in my spaces if you in his spaces. You know what I'm saying? You over there kikiing with him. Don't come over in my spaces kikiing with me. Like, he's creating a divide in battle rap, a clear divide. You know? He willing to go over and do interviews with people and do, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said it. Like, oh, I'm gonna come do it. Like, I don't know. Because Verb is as big as his reach, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, his outreach. Everybody's as big as the reach, the outreach. What you tweet, you know what I mean? You don't know what these people could do. If they got that kind of money, if they end up, like, hitting bloggers up, like, yo, don't blog on Verb. Here's 10,000 this month. What you think they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it can get dirty. I'm not saying it will. You know what I mean? It's just, when you play with fire like that, it could get crazy, bro. You know, Hitman be like, I come on your I get on your podcast and do multiple different interviews with you. I got this moot battle coming up. Don't talk about Verb this month. He could do that. You know, and people might think about that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I would never do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just, whatever's like, you know, in the news, I talk about. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But shout out to all of them. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Hopefully this all, like, is done. Or maybe Verb gonna go live again. He gonna talk again. But, you know, it's just, everybody's channel is becoming like an archive now. You know, so I don't know. This is insane. But y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Who is winning, ARP or Verb?